Hello everyone, myself Amruta Patil, lecturer from Department of Information Technology, Arihant Education Foundation, Arihant Arts, Commerce and Science Junior College, Bowdhan, Pune. Today I am here to explain the basics of information technology. The topics which I am going to cover in this session are network configurations, protocols, IT enabled services, careers in IT, recent trends in IT. So one by one we will be looking into the contents in detail. The first is network configurations. The network architecture is the design of a computer network. Basically, the architecture shows the designing of how the computer network looks like. It is a framework for the specification of a network's physical components and their functional organization and configuration. So, what kind of framework it is? It specifies the network's physical components, what all components are there in that computer network, and their functional organization and the configuration of each and every computer. So, what is the network configuration? Is the framework. Two of the most widely used types of network architecture are peer-to-peer and client server. So these are very important architectures, network architectures used. The first one is peer-to-peer architecture. So what is this peer-to-peer architecture? In this type of architecture, all the machines called as the peers. So all the machines are called the peers. Whichever machines are connected in the computer network, they are called as the peers. Have the same status and they can communicate with any other peer directly. So what they are saying is the peers or the machines which are connected in the network, they have to be having the same status, okay, and they can communicate with any other peer directly. So this is one important feature of this peer-to-peer architecture. A peer-to-peer network has no dedicated servers. So what they are saying is there is no central server located in this architecture. They are meant for small networks. So this is applicable only to smaller networks. For example, they have given when students creates a network to share the files through Bluetooth or share it app, the mobile device forms the peer-to-peer network for transfer of the files. So what is the example is whatever we use the share it app, or say we share the files from one computer to from one mobile to another mobile through Bluetooth. This can be an example of the peer-to-peer architecture. So the second architecture is client server architecture. This is the opposite of peer-to-peer architecture. This type of architecture is most suitable for larger networks. Okay, so there are two types of machines in the network, client and server. So what is a client? Basically a computer which is seeking any resource from any other computer is called a client computer. So the computer or the machine which is seeking the which is requesting the any kind of resource from any other computer, that computer or that machine is called as a client. So what can be the example is downloading an image file from a website, browsing the intranet or internet, etc. These can be the examples. So what is a server? Basically it is the opposite. If a computer has a resource which is served to another computer, it is a server computer. So the machine or the computer which is serving another computer, basically a client computer, is called as the server computer. The client establishes a connection to a server and accesses the services installed on the server. So example can be multimedia server, file storage servers, web servers, etc. So all kinds of any kinds of servers are the examples of the server. So here in the diagrammatical form you can see this is a peer-to-peer architecture. This is a computer network. Here there are 5 to 6 computers which are connected to each other directly. Okay, and there is no central server located. In this client server architecture you can see there are 5 to 6 computers which are centrally located. They are centrally connected to a server. Okay, so this one particular machine is called a client and this is called as the server, which is connecting to other clients. Protocols. What is a protocol? Basically, protocol is a set of rules that governs the communication between computers on a network. So protocols in terms of a computer network is a set of rules that governs the communications. So this protocol is needed for the communication between two computers or computers on a network. Okay, so in order to have two computers to talk to each other, they must be speaking the same language, then only the two machines can understand. So that language is the protocol, the same language or the set of rules is the protocol. So examples of protocols we can say are TCP IP, okay, transmission control protocol, internet protocol, DNS, domain name server, DHCP, FTP, HTTP, IMAP, IRC, POP3 and SMTP. These are few examples. So one by one we will be seeing short explanation about these protocols. What is TCP IP? It breaks down the message into packets and sends them out into the network. So the whole message cannot be sent from one computer to another computer through a network. So what the TCP IP does is it breaks down the messages into packets. The next is the domain name system. It translates the network addresses such as IP addresses into terms understood by humans such as domain names and vice versa. That is DNS. DHCP is Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. It can automatically assign internet addresses to computers and the users. So that is the functioning of the DHCP. FTP is File Transfer Protocol that is used to transfer and manipulate the files on the internet. Any files which have to be transferred through the internet, FTP is necessary. HTTP is Hypertext Transfer Protocol, an internet based protocol for sending and receiving the web pages. Next is IMAP, Internet Message Access Protocol for receiving the email messages from the server on the internet. It maintains a copy of all the emails on the server. We can sort or filter the emails also. So IMAP is the protocol which is necessary for receiving the email messages from the server. Okay, so IRC is Internet Relay Chat. It's a protocol used for internet chatting and other communications. Okay, so it facilitates communication in the form of text. Okay, so POP3, Post Office Protocol version 3, used for receiving the email from remote mail servers. Okay, so if the mail servers are remotely located, then you need POP3 protocol for receiving the emails. Okay, it does not maintain or copy on the server. Okay, maintain a copy on the server. SMTP is Simple Mail Transfer Protocol for sending the email messages to the server on the internet. So that time SMTP is used. So next point is IT enabled services. IT enabled services, short form is ITES, also called web enabled services or remote services or teleworking. These are various names given. Covers the entire amount of operations which exploit information technology for improving the efficiency of an organization. So what is the outcome of IT enabled service is in two forms: direct improved services and indirect benefits. These are the two outcomes. So whereas direct benefits can be realized immediately, indirect benefits can occur over a period of time and can be harnessed very effectively if planned well up front. So these are the two outcomes. Direct are realized immediately, you can see the outcome immediately. Indirect benefits are they occur over a period of time, after some time. Okay. So popular IT enabled service centers are call centers, electronic publishing, medical transcription, data centers, GIS mapping, geographic information system. So which you use ERP is enterprise resource planning, knowledge management and archiving. So these are the popular IT enabled services. So next point is careers in IT. So what can be the careers? in IT. The first is web designer and developer. One can develop interactive websites using knowledge of HTML, PHP and various other programming languages. So we can develop interactive websites. Software developer, it is possible to have a career as a software developer with the scripting skills. So developing any kind of software is the work of a software developer. Database manager, after getting knowledge about database management, one can work as a database manager with the help of SQL skills. Okay, so information security analyst means what is, he is the person responsible for ensuring that networks are watertight, means there is no leakage of the data. They educate staff to avoid unintended disclosures and keep up to speed with potential external threats. So this is the important point the information security analyst does. Okay, next is professional accountant. Using computerized accounting software, one can successfully handle accounting work of any small or large scale organization. So if a person is having the knowledge of accounting softwares, he can do the any kind of accounting work of any small or large scale organization. Financial advisors, after getting IT knowledge on, one can advise and guide others in investing the money in various investment schemes with their calculations and benefits in the future. So financially advising the any kind of company. Okay, so cyber advisor, anyone can develop his or her own career as a cyber advisor. Okay, so animator is the most demanding career in today's era. It is possible to become a successful animator using one's own creation and innovation with the help of software like GIMP, Inkscape, etc. So these are the softwares which an animator uses. Games developer, perhaps one of the trendiest and most fun jobs in the sector. A games developer gets to work on titles for consoles, computers, smartphones, tablets and online. Creativity and imagination are important, but the ability to work in a highly pressurized environment is also crucial. So development of games, uh, this is possible by the games developer if he has a knowledge of the development. Then audio video editor, as a career opportunity to become an audio video editor, one should be good in tools such as DinLive, Audacity. With the help of these tools, one can develop a career as a video journalist also. So next is recent trends in IT is green computing is the first recent trend. It is study of and practice of environmentally sustainable computing or IT. The goals of green computing are similar to green chemistry. Means what? To reduce the use of hazardous materials. It can be to maximize the energy efficiency during the product's lifetime, to recycle or biodegradation of non-functional products and factory waste. So green computing is important for all classes of systems ranging from handheld systems to large scale data centers. Okay, so that study and practice of environmentally sustainable IT. Okay, so that is green computing. Next is Internet of Things. IoT is the network of physical devices, vehicles, home appliances and other items embedded with electronic software, sensors, actuators and connectivity, which enables these things to connect, collect and exchange the data, creating opportunities for more direct integration of the physical world into computer based systems, resulting in efficiency improvements, economic benefits and reduced human exertions. Okay, all the physical devices which are into the network are connected so that we can actually we can connect, collect and exchange the data. Okay, so that is IoT. Cloud computing, it is the delivery of computing services or servers, so storage, databases, networking, software, data analytics and more over the internet. Okay, so that is exchanging of the information or data over the internet. Data analyst mediates the process of examining data sets in order to draw conclusions about the information they contain, increasingly with the help of specialized systems and softwares. Means what they do, they examine the data which are collected by say any kind of machine or sensors, and they draw some kind of conclusions from that information with the help of specialized systems and softwares. Okay, and these data analytics technologies and techniques are widely used in commercial industries to enable the organizations to make more informed business decisions. Okay, to improve the informed business decisions, and scientists and researchers to verify or disapprove scientific models, theories, and hypotheses. Okay, so why is this used? Is to improve the efficiency of any kind of organization. Artificial intelligence, AI, it is most of them, all of them know this, it is intelligence demonstrated by machines. Okay, in contrast to the natural intelligence displayed by humans and other animals, it is the opposite. Okay, of human and machine. The computer science defines AI research as the study of intelligent agents, any device that perceives its environment and takes actions that maximizes its chance of successfully achieving its goals. Okay, so here we are using the opposite of the natural intelligence displayed by humans and other animals. We are using the intelligence of the machines, okay, to maximize the successful achieving of the goals. Machine learning, ML, it is the scientific study of algorithms and statistical models. Here the algorithms are used that computer systems use to effectively perform a specific task without using explicit instructions. Okay, relying on patterns and interference instead. Okay, so here the algorithms and statistical models are used. Here patterns are drawn so that we get an conclusion. It is seen as a subset of artificial intelligence. So ML, machine learning, is a subset of artificial intelligence only. Next is big data. It refers to data sets that are too large or complex for traditional data processing application software to adequately deal with. Okay, now big data means it's the name itself tells you the data is too large or complex. Okay, then data with many cases offer greater statistical power, while data with higher complexity may lead to a higher false discovery rate. Okay, so this is big data. The last one is blockchain. It is a growing list of records called blocks which are linked using cryptography. It can be defined as a distributed decentralized public ledger. Okay, blockchain means it's a list of records, actually it's called as blocks, okay, which are linked using the cryptography. Cryptography is another kind of concept which is a huge one. That's the blockchain. Okay, then this shows you the recent trends in IT. Okay, so this was the last topic of the session. Thanks for watching.